children. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is Roman numbers. Okay, in your previous class you have already learned what are Roman numbers, how are they formed, and what are the Roman symbols that we represent. So today, before going in detail into the chapter, we will just do a small recall. So what are Roman symbols? There are 7 Roman symbols, right? I, V, X, L, C, D and M. So all these are nothing but the English letters, and we have already learned that all these symbols are only written in capital letters, and the equivalent Indian numbers for these Roman numbers are: for I it is 1, for V it is 5, for X it is 10, for L it is 50, for C it is 100, for D it is 500, for M it is 1000. So these are the 7 Roman symbols, and these are the Indian numbers for these symbols. So we already know these symbols. For after that we can also learn in this chapter that 0 doesn't have any Roman symbol. Okay, the number 0 will not have any Roman symbol. So 0 is not represented by any Roman number. It is not there. Okay, and one more thing is that we should learn a bar. This is a bar. Okay, if a bar is placed again above the Roman symbol, then we need to multiply that Roman symbol with 1000. So if I have V and I have a bar above it, so what I need to do? I need to take this value of V, which is 5, which is nothing but 5, and as the bar is there, I need to multiply this 5 with 1000. So the value of this V bar, okay, is nothing but 5000. Okay. Similarly, if I have this bar above 10, symbol X and bar, so what I need to do? I need to multiply 10 with 1000 so that I get the value as 10,000. Okay. So this is the same thing which will apply for the other symbols too. If I keep L and bar, then I will multiply 50 with 1000, so I will get 50,000 and so on. Now we will learn the further rules how to arrange these Roman symbols. Now we will learn what are the rules for forming Roman numbers. So what is the first rule? The first rule states that the symbols V, L and D cannot be repeated. So we cannot repeat the symbols V, L and D. So the symbols V, L and D are never repeated. Okay. So for example, V, V. So here I have the symbol V 2 times. So according to this rule, we cannot repeat the symbol, right? So V and V is nothing but 5 plus 5, which is 10. So the value of V plus V is 10. But we already know that 10 is represented by X, right? So this is the correct symbol representation and this is wrong. So here I have one more example, that is C, L and L. So C, L, L is nothing but, C is which is nothing but 100 plus L is 50 plus again L is 50. So the value is nothing but 200, right? So 100 plus 50 plus 50 is nothing but 200. But you don't represent 200 C, L, L, right? So you don't represent 200 as what? C, L, L. You represent 200 as what? You represent it as C and C. So C and C is nothing but 200. So now you understood, right? So you cannot repeat V, L and D. But the other symbols that are I, X, C and M, these can be repeated. Okay, you can write XX, you can write CC, you can write MM, you can write II, right? So you can repeat these symbols, but you cannot repeat V, L and D. Now we will go for the next rule. So the second rule states that the symbols I, X, C, M. So according to the first rule, these symbols can be repeated, right? So how many times these symbols can be repeated? Not more than 3 times. Okay, these symbols cannot be repeated not more than 3 times. For example, I have here V, I and I. So here the I symbol is represented how many times? 4 times. It is repeated how many times? 4 times. So this is wrong. You cannot repeat the symbol I more than 3 times according to this rule, right? So here we have 4 times I. You cannot do it. And the next one, x, 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 x. So here I cannot repeat the symbol x also more than 3 times. So this is also is wrong. So how do I write these values? So v and 4 times I, that is nothing but 4. So 5 plus 4, it is 9. The value is 9. So how is 9 represented? It is represented by I and x, right? So this is how you write 9, but not like this. So here it is 4x means 4 into 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is nothing but 40. So how do you write 40? You will write 40 as XL, right? This is the correct representation and this is wrong. Now we will be learning rule number 3. In rule number 3, we can learn that if the symbol of the value is repeated, okay, if the symbol is repeated more than 3 times, it cannot be done, right? So it should not be repeated 3 times or 2 times, right? If a symbol is repeated 2 or 3 times, then the value is added. What does rule number 3 say? It says that if a symbol is repeated 2 or 3 times, the value of the symbol should be added. So example, I'll take an example as C, C and C. Have repeated the symbol C 3 times over here. So what is happening? In this example, what is happening? The value of C is what? 100. We already know that. So C here, what I am doing? 100. First C come and second C I am adding again and plus and third C it is 100. So the value of C, C and C is nothing but 300. So what I am doing? I am adding each symbol value because it is repeated 3 times. If it is repeated 2 times, so if I take an example x and x, so x represents 10, so there are 2x, so 10 plus 10. So what I am doing, I am adding because it is repeated 2 times, so the value is 20. So this is what rule number 3 says, that if a symbol is repeated 2 or 3 times, then what I need to do, I need to add the value of that symbol. I need to add the value of that symbol to get the answer. So what does rule number 4 say? Rule number 4 says that a symbol immediately following a symbol of value equal or lesser value adds to it. Okay. So if I want to explain it in detail, I will be taking an example. The symbol immediately following a symbol. So here the symbols are x and x. So what it is saying that? It is saying that the symbol of the equal or lesser value adds to it. So immediately the symbols are following and it is equal value, so I need to add it. So x and x represents what? It represents nothing but 10 plus 10, which is nothing but 20. So here XVI, in this example it is XVI. So here the symbols which are following immediately are not equal symbols, they are lesser value symbols. So x is immediately followed by V and I. So what I need to do? I need to add the symbols. So it is nothing but x is 10 plus V is nothing but 5 plus I is nothing but 1. So I get the answer as 10 plus 6 nothing but 16. Okay. Now I take one more example over here. Here I have one symbol L and followed by the lesser value symbols. Those are nothing but x, V, I and I. So what do I get over here? L represents 50 and x represents 10. So I need to add, right? According to the rule. Then 10 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1, which is nothing but 50 plus 10 is 60. 60 plus 5 is 65. 65 plus 1 is 66. 66 plus 1 is 67. So now you understood, right? This in simpler form, if I want to say, I can say that the symbol, the first symbol which is immediately followed, like nothing but after, okay, after this symbol, after the first symbol, whatever the values are there, I need to add them, and these symbols should be equal symbols or lesser value symbols. Now we will proceed to rule number 5. What does rule number 5 say? Rule number 5 says that a symbol immediately preceding a symbol of greater value subtracts from it. So what is preceding? Preceding is nothing but before, right? So if a symbol is there, here in the example, x and I are the two symbols, right? I and x. So what is happening here? A symbol immediately preceding a greater value symbol. So what I need to do? I need to subtract the value of this preceding symbol or before symbol from the x value. So here ix is there. So I need to minus 10 to get the value, right? So I need to minus the value of I from x. So 10 minus 1, which is nothing but 9. And here I have CM. So what is CM? CM is Chief Minister, right? No, here CM is nothing but the value, the symbol, right? So C represents 100 and M represents 1000. So what is happening over here? M is preceded by a symbol. M value is greater, right? So the preceding symbol is C, which is nothing but 100. So I need to minus 1000 to 100. So 1000 minus 100 is nothing but 900. So CM represents 900. So this is the rule which states that a symbol immediately preceding a symbol of greater value subtracts from it. So immediately preceding the symbol, greater value symbol is this. So I am subtracting it. So now we will go for rule number 6.